Thanks, Nat. Lovely words there. And I'd like to thank No Shark Cull for inviting Sea Shepherd to speak here today, and a big round of applause for all the volunteers and people that have put this event on today. Yes, it's very nice to be here today. And it's great to be here today. And sorry, that's the silent majority over there. Just speak up a bit, we can't hear you. Colin Barnett's silent majority. But we know that through the Market Force survey that was paid by the Western Australian Government, that showed clearly that over 80% of Western Australians are against the culling of sharks, and they believe that mitigating one's risk when entering the ocean environment is up to the individual and not the government. We recently did some work with the fantastic Patrick Perlman and the Environmental Defenders Office of Western Australia, and through various Freedom of Information requests, we found all of the key stakeholders that put submissions in prior to the launch of the Drumline program were against the culling of sharks. You know, none of them really matched what the government was going to put forward, except for one group, which was the Margaret River Board Riders Association. And it's interesting to see that pretty much almost word for word on what they wrote in their submission is pretty much what was rolled out. And it once again shows clearly that this silent majority has not, will not ever exist. It's completely made up.
Follow the money.
Follow the money, exactly right. But we'd like to put a huge round of applause to the Environmental Defenders Office of Western Australia, who tirelessly work out there behind the scenes, and Patrick Perlman. And they, through this Liberal government, have had their funding cut, and we really need them to be supported. So please look up them on the website, Environmental Defenders Office of Western Australia, and donate to those guys, because they do a tireless effort on the smell of an oily rag, so please get behind them.
Well done, Patrick.
I'd also like to acknowledge people that aren't here, and that's Mike and Liza Dix and the Dix family for putting out on the water Bruce the Rib. And, they funded that boat off their own bat to get out there and showcase what was going on. So a big round of applause for them. I'd like to call up Phil and Emily, and also Father Steve. We're going to do a little interaction on the side, just talking about the importance of sharks and the role that they play with a new banner that's been designed by the graphic work's been brought together by Michael Beasley, who's currently on board the Bob Barker in the Southern Ocean in pursuit of the Interpol wanted Thunder vessel, which is illegally poaching toothfish using gill nets. So, reading the shark will be Phil, is our wonderful shark today. Emily is going to be the little girl, and supported by her dad Steve. So, take it away.
Hey, Bruce.
Hey there, little girl. You know, not all sharks are called Bruce, but we all do our bit to keep the oceans that you rely on healthy.
How do you do that?
Well, because we're busy working below the waves, you might not have seen it, but we maintain the health and the balance in the ocean so you can have healthy air, reefs and ecosystems.
But how?
Good question. Well, for coral reefs, we stop the predator fish from eating the plant-eating herbivore fish, which limit the growth of the algae that can stunt the growth of the reef. We also stop animals like seals, rays, dugongs and turtles from overeating the shellfish and plants or vegetation.
I love coral reefs. But why is vegetation important?
That's another very good question. Well, vegetation improves the amount of oxygen in our atmosphere and prevents uncontrollable algal blooms, the collapse of the fisheries, and the destruction of the entire marine ecosystem.
Wow, you do a very special job.
Precisely. That's why you need us to keep our oceans healthy.
Hey, where are you going?
Well, I can't wait around here all day. I've got reefs to keep healthy, seagrass beds to maintain, countless other vital jobs to do, as my role as the apex predator of the ocean. Some people even call us the doctors of the ocean. Imagine if all the doctors on land disappeared. How would you feel about that? Not very good. It's a pretty scary thought, isn't it? Thanks for talking. I'm off.
Thanks, Phil. Wonderful job, Emily. Isn't that great to see? And that's right, ladies and gentlemen. The oceans are our life support, and the doctors of the oceans are the sharks that maintain our life support system. Very much like the bees on the land that provide us with fruit and vegetables. Einstein said if we lose bees, he gives humanity 4 years. And we know that bees are in trouble globally. In fact, Australia's flying bees around the world to pollinate crops who are in trouble because of the chemicals that we're using on our crops around the world. And very much it goes hand in hand with sharks. They maintain the health and balance of our life support system. Whether we like them or not, we need them, and we need to give them the respect that they deserve. And it's very clear that, you know, these shark mitigation techniques that have been in place since the 1950s and before are clearly not working. In fact, they have the opposite effect. And they kill tens of thousands of marine life over on the east coast, including whales, dolphins, turtles, dugongs, seals, when there are alternatives available today. It's 2015, not 1960, 1950. It's time that we step up. Now, we've got some great speakers coming forward, but I just thought I'd just leave it with, you know, this whole scenario that Barnett has created, this, you know, assault on our marine life, is actually done us quite a good thing. In terms of, one, I would not have met wonderful people like Natalie Banks and Sharon Burton and all these wonderful people and Dave Kelly and all working closely with Lynn as well and Rachel, all these fantastic people that get out in this community movement for sharks. But I know that no amount of brochure printing or letter posting would not generate the amount of awareness that this campaign has done for sharks. So I must congratulate Colin Barnett on that one. And I must say that at the end of the day, you know, we need to look after our oceans, we need to look after sharks, because our kids need healthy oceans and healthy ocean needs sharks. And you ask any kid what they say, and they're absolutely, don't kill the sharks, don't kill Bruce. And thanks everyone for coming down here today. It's a hot day, it's hard to find a park, and you're all champions out there in defence of our oceans for our kids. Thank you.